is my well. Hi there, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. A little bit about everything. I was going to the grocery store and I came across a certain magazine. It's a DIY, and it sort of gave me an idea. There is a certain item I didn't know that it actually existed. Normally you would put magazines and books on a shelf, right? Well, this is a book tree, and the reason why they call it a book tree is because it looks something like this. You would stack your books here. Right? You want it to, depending on how you want it to stack your books, right? It looks like a tree. Well, why not make it out of a tree? Log book tree. The stand is good for 4 directions. So that means whatever shelf I put, I can go around the tree 360 degrees and it will not topple over. I'm going to make it with cedar. And the shelf is going to be attached in this fashion, instead of having a little support here, a little support there. Right? I'm going to do it this way. And how I'm going to do it is, I'm going to try to make this surface large enough to put a magazine on it. I don't know if it'll work or not, but that's what I'm going to try to do. And I'm going to put one here and here. Okay, so I'm sort of starting this video not at the beginning, but at maybe 1/3 of the way through it. Okay, I've already prepared my log. This is a cedar. If I was to give you a length, I can get my measuring tape. This piece of lumber is 68 and a half, 69 inches, and my base is 24 by 24, and it is 6 1/4 wide pieces of lumber by 3 inches. Now, when you put your shelves out, you can't put them all on the same side. You got to give some kind of balance, right? And I wasn't sure how to get the stand to I'm sorry, I'm measuring there. This is 6 1/2 minus the 3 inches thick, okay? So I made this. It's a steel bar. There's my weld. And this used to be a threaded rod, right? And I put some holes in it. That's how I'm going to attach this to this. And it's going to have to be in this fashion. And once I remove the 3 inches, I have 9, so it's going to be 6 inches going into the log. That's what's going to hold this vertically to this. This is going to be bolted from underneath. I'm going to recess this plate into this foot and then screw it on with some lags. Okay? I'm going to make the shelves themselves out of 1 1/4 cedar, and since I'm going to be sticking a dowel into the posts and through this, I don't want it to be in a glue joint. Okay, so let's say I'm going to tack a piece of board on either side and cut it to a certain length. Now, this is a magazine, right? And it's 12, and if you want to put it the other way around, it's still 12. So you have to measure your the post. I'll bring you over for a closer view. Okay. So let's say I want 12 sticking out, and let's say I cut my board at 20, right? So I'm going to hit the center of that log at 16. So I want to glue my shelves. They're going to be oval, not square. So I'm going to go see, is there any cracking over here? And there seems to be right there. There's a crack right there, right? So I'm going to go beyond that to make sure I don't create a weak shelf. And I'm just going to hit my tape right there. And then I'm going to go to 20. But since this is, I'm just roughing it right now, right? So I'm going to go a little more. I'm going to go 21 to make sure. Okay. So hit another 21. And what do I have left? I have enough. I don't like that, but if it's in a glued section, it's not going to be a problem. Any cracks at the end of my board? No, it seems to be clean, free of cracks. So now I want to hit my 12, so I'll just go to 12. And what do I have left? Anything 6. So two pieces of 3 on either side. And I'm going to glue that together. And that means it'll go in the planer. It'll go in planer. Planer does 13, so I'm not worried. So now I'm going to bring this board over to the saw and cut strips of 3s on that other piece over there. And let's get this glued together. this isn't 3, it's 4, so I'm going to have to rip it down. But it's all ready. 1.25 inches. So I'm going to have to get these pretty bang on. I noticed something a few minutes ago. If you don't clean off your floor and you put your lumber on the floor, it picks up gravel. And the planer blades don't like that, unfortunately. They leave those nice little streaks when you hit a rock or something afterwards, right? I said 20, but I'm going to go 21 to give myself some room. Room for error. And I'm going to try to pick out the knots. But this won't be a problem, because I'm going to be sawing into that. Over there, 21. I have a nice 21 somewhere in there. The underside's not too nice. It's full of knots as well. And that's 1, 2, 3 pieces of 21. That should be good to go. Wobble in there. So this isn't worked. Alright, now I'm just going to joint these and then rip them in the table saw, right? Blade height. I always leave my blade so that the gullet can empty itself. If you have more stick out, it's just greater chance of getting your finger caught in it, right? But if you look at the angle of attack here, if it really grabbed on it, it might kick the lumber out forward, so then you would want to raise it higher so that it's actually pushing down and not kicking it out forward, right? It depends what you're sawing. If you're sawing hard lumber, you may think twice before doing something like that. So I have it set to 3. knot. You can work with knotty stuff, right? But you have to clean out the knots, and it's less apparent. If you have smaller pieces, less waste. You know, if you have long pieces, then you got to find a good side on your board, no cracks. And if you got to find both sides and all sides, depending on what you're gluing together and what's going to be visible, like if you're machining something or turning something, you have to have clean lumber all the way through. You can only put knots in the middle where, but then you're weakening up your joint, right? Let's get it started. Just miss it. One shelf. Two shelf. Another 20. Two shelf. Nice little hole in there going that far. I'm going to plug it up with epoxy. That is not going to be visible, and I'll just plug it up with epoxy a certain height, and then I'll put filler at the end of it. It'll still be strong because it's a gluing. At 6 to make sure that the board is parallel. So here I finished my cuts. See what I mean? There's one cut. And there's another one over here. And another one over here. Everything lines up. The grain, everything. It stands up on its own. Even the crack in it lines up all the way down. So you won't be able to tell that that log has dowels in it. Getting better. So I'm touching there, and I'm touching there. It's very close. And what I did was put a piece of tape on this drill bit. I want to set fire to the log. So now I've got to make a pin. I don't want that pin. I shouldn't have drilled down to as far as I did. I should have drilled down just a bit. So when I put a pin down in it, I'm not going to wedge it all the way down. You got to come up with a solution now. If I used these, it would probably fall to the side. No, can't use this. This might do it. It's just a screw, but I don't think it'll fall in there, and it won't. So that'll permit me to give it, put a little bit of ink on there, and just get it down where I can mark the other side. I'm getting me a marker. So I got a marker here. These things are. Alright, that's better. Where is that mark? Here it is. So I should have, oh, I just have to line up the crack, right? I gotta do this quickly. Yep, it worked. I better keep that. Need that again. So, let's do it again for this one. Once again, if this was a replicated piece, what I would do is get an old drill press and set this up so that Turned out not too bad. Oops, this still bound up.